If you want to yell, Rick, I want you to yell.
Creative freedom. I like it.
Yeah. Giving Rick complete creative
carte
control.
blanche.
What?
Carte blanche?
Gesundheit. I don't know what that means.
Carte blanche, a white, like a blank check.
Oh.
It means white card. It means white card in French.
Yeah.
But usually, if you give somebody a carte blanche, go do whatever the fuck you need to do to get it done.
Oh, that's cool. That's an interesting thing.
Are we
Hey, I'm
recording?
Jeremy.
Oh, shit.
Oh, we're starting.
Hey, I'm Rick.
Hi, I'm Tristan.
You're not Sarah.
What'd you do to her?
She's having an underwater nap.
What does that mean?
With Davy Jones' locker, sleeping with the fishes.
Davis Jones.
Isn't he a singer?
Isn't Davy Jones a singer?
Yeah.
No.
So Sarah's dead.
Probably.
So Mulan came out. No, no. Sarah is on she's on a work thing, so she's gonna be gone for the next couple of days. We're either doing 1 or 2 podcasts without her. So until then, we have Tristan filling in today, and welcome back to the podcast. This is Rick, Jer, and sometimes Sarah.
Sometimes why?
Okay. Do you ever like misconceive things like okay? I don't know how to explain this. When I was a kid, I thought it was A-E-I-O-U, sometimes Y, and W. For some reason, I thought W was sometimes a vowel.
The secret vowel.
I think your brain's like a hard drive and you have a bit of corrupted memory in there.
Yeah. I'm arrow 404ing.
It's like Berenstain Bears where people think that it used to be spelled with the E
Yeah.
instead of the A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't think that until this very moment.
Uh-huh.
Given not many people like, spell Berenstain Bear right now. That's not something that happens.
The truth is, we're just in a simulation. Sometimes it glitches. That's the Berenstain Bears thing. And then Mandela effect.
Yeah. The other thing that I did, I'm going to change the subject.
Yeah.
The other thing that I did was I thought it was 11 and 12 teen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 teen, 12 teen, 13.
It'd make more sense.
Did somebody teach you this?
I don't really know. I think I just decided that's how it was. Like 11 teen sounds correct to me. Like it sounds like it could be like the flow of things. Like 11 and 11 teen both sound like they could be right.
Oh.
12 teen sounds fucking stupid, I'll admit.
It's like Bilbo when he has his 11th birthday.
Yes, Lord of the Rings right now. Holy crap. Yeah, but yeah, that was the thing that I thought of for a bit. Just like, I thought that's how the world was. And then my brother was like, hey, idiot, it's like this. And I was like, oh, thanks, Ryan.
Did your parents ever screw with you as a child? Make you believe things that weren't actually true?
I mean, not past like Santa Claus, not really. Or are we counting religion?
Well, anything really. My mom used to tell me that McDonald's was closed and it's open 24/7.
Yeah.
My dad always told me that when the ice cream truck played their music, it meant they were out of ice cream.
That's smart.
Oh wow.
So I never got any ice cream as a kid.
No, my parents were kind of realists. Like they told me straight up what things were, like what was happening. I can't really think of a time where they tried to sugarcoat something. So no, that was pretty real. I got McDonald's whenever the fuck I wanted. Just kidding.
I lived on a farm, so I never got McDonald's.
Yeah.
And I was poor.
Yeah. It might be the other thing.
We couldn't afford McDonald's.
I'm bringing up a bit from last time.
Yeah.
Hey, Tristan, did you grow up with a furnace?
Yeah, I did.
Weird. Rick didn't.
Did we
We didn't
expand
explain
on that
it,
at all?
no.
Okay, yeah. So I didn't have a furnace for my childhood because we just had a wood stove. There was one inside and one outside. We had a cold ass house though. There were some times I'd wake up and there'd be frost on the floor because winters get bad.
Really?
Yeah.
And like in rural Saskatchewan.
Rural
too.
Saskatchewan, yeah. So I'd get up, eat my oatmeal because we're poor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
Frosty
gonna
morning.
reinforce this.
With your frosty flakes?
Well, they were flakes when you poured them.
Yeah, true.
Well, when I poured the milk, there was certainly ice coming out of it because we used to freeze our milk.
Not by choice.
Against the milk's will.
Yeah,
We're just gonna go over that story.
Yeah. But yeah, Rick, we were chilling out in the garage one time, and Rick just kind of like got quiet, and he looked up and he was like, "Do you guys have furnaces when you were a kid?" And we were like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh,
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
Well, that's the thing.
Crazy.
That's the thing. We lived like 5 minutes from my grandparents and my uncle, and neither of them had furnaces either.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it wasn't just me. It was
Yeah.
like my life was. I was growing up. I was just thinking, well, this is normal.
Rick grew up in Amish County.
Like, did you have like an oil furnace that wasn't filled, or you just did not have a furnace?
It was a wood stove.
A wood stove.
Yeah, like all we had were wood stove. We had one outside and the one inside, and that's it. So you had to be like close to it.
So if you're wondering what the fuck is wrong with Rick, it
Stems from childhood.
It starts from that.
That's where it begins.
Yeah.
Where it ends, nobody knows.
Welcome to Rick Therapy Hour.
What are emotions?
That's why we started this podcast, honestly, was like just to be able to like get free therapy.
Yeah. These are just cries for help, all
Yeah.
of this.
Yeah.
Relying on other people to make you feel better.
Yeah.
We need validation.
No, I can't self-validate. No. I put things on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more meaningful when other people say things.
Yeah. Actually, no, it was like kind of a scary thing having content on the internet for anyone to see and anyone to say whatever the fuck they want. Like I've been lucky enough thus far to have like very supportive people, and even strangers who have listened to the album and stuff, like they've been so supportive. So
All the guys on Tinder that
Grinder.
that's a stupid bit.
no, I love that bit. So yeah, like when I released the album, I made a Tinder account and I put it both guys and girls. And I just swiped on everyone. And the Tinder account was literally like, you yourself. Hi, my name is You Yourself. I am a solo indie artist from Edmonton. I'm just trying to spread the word about my new album. And then in the bio, I had the album and I had one of the singles. And I just advertised myself like that. And it was awesome. So far, gay people love my album. Everyone was super nice about it too.
You haven't had any negative reactions?
There was one that made me uncomfortable. It was like, because everyone was like, hey man, listen to it. It sounds great. There was one guy who he kept complimenting me and kept saying, and I think he was like trying to like, try to get to know me and do like the next thing. And I'd like, just said like, hey, like I'm just here to spread the album. Like, trying to steer it away from that. I didn't outright say, I don't want you. I just said like, no, like I'm just kind of, just spreading the album. But there was one guy who he like messaged me, hey, and I was like, hey, blank. I always like use their name to show that it wasn't an automated response. Hey, blank, did you have a chance to listen to the album? And he just said, I'm not here for that. And I just I just didn't respond. Okay, have a good day. That was it.
I think the worst feedback you could get is that account getting banned.
Yeah,
I think
it's still up. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
it is?
I'm so sorry. I still have Tinder, so.
Didn't you guys have a session where you deleted all of your dating apps?
No, well, I don't count this as a dating app.
Advertising app?
Yeah, it's just free. No, it's still up.
It's free real estate.
Oh, I got a match. That's nice.
Yeah. But when you put yourself out there, when you're trying to advertise yourself.
The podcast is us just going through Jeremy's Tinder now.
Yeah, just
Let's see how uncomfortable we can make things.
yeah.
Nervous laughter.
Just message someone, hey, welcome to the podcast.
Oh my god, I need 3 topics right now.
What are emotions?
We have a whiteboard in the corner that has stuff that we could talk about today during the podcast, and it kind of ranges. So let me.
Foot fetishes?
I legitimately looked for that for a second. I was like,
Linoleum or hardwood? Like, just
weird. No, it just says rug or hard flooring. Fight to the death? Question mark.
well,
Furnace? Question mark.
I'll die on this hill.
Furnace childhood?
Furnace child.
Did y'all just burn your garbage too, or
Did you have pre or post frosted flakes? How did you get frosting on your flakes? My favorite thing about the podcast is like being the guy who edits it. I like as we're recording, I think of like one-liners that I'm like, oh, this could be the title. And how do you frost your flakes might be the name, because it's like a little bit like but it's also like
intriguing.
What?
How do you frost your flakes?
How do you frost your flakes?
What if that's just their slogan? How do you frost them?
Yeah.
Now I'm just imagining the box of cereal coming with its own sugar.
Yeah.
Just
Tony the
separately.
Tiger, you're poor.
Did Tony the Tiger ever come to your house and tell you you're poor, Rick?
No,
Yeah.
it's an off-brand
Yeah.
Tony the Tiger. Like
Oh,
a no-name version.
Yeah.
Antonio.
Billy Antonio. Billy the Bobcat.
It's just the Dare Lion off duty.
No, it's Antonio Banderas. You're poor. The guy from Spy Kids. Why are you here?
Isn't he the dad from Psych?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Robert Rodriguez.
Not the same guy. But the guy who directs all
No,
the
no,
Spy
no, I
Kids.
know.
Yeah. Do you think he's just like friends with all those people? So every time he writes a movie, he's just like, hey, be in my movie.
And then it's always like, hey, get in front of this green screen for 9 hours because that's all his movies are.
Yeah.
Spy Kids 3D was just in
Yeah.
one room.
Yeah.
I used to dream that Spy Kids and like Shark Boy and Lava Girl were all part of the same universe.
They are.
Are you being serious?
I think they're.
I don't know.
It wouldn't. Okay, I don't think they are confirmed. But on this. Okay, hold on. I'm going to Google it.
Jamie, pull that shit up.
What am I doing? Shark Boy. You guys riff while I do this.
While he's doing that, I was just thinking about this time I was seeing this girl who was just in love with that movie, like Shark Boy and Lava Girl,
Yeah.
and she sent me this meme that said, let's watch Shark Boy and Lava Girl and make out during the scary parts. Why I'm not married to her now, I don't know.
Holy shit.
The whole thing's scary because it's like Candyland.
Okay, no, that
The dream within a
legitimate. That
dream?
is one of the best pickup lines I've ever heard.
What? Yeah.
Now I can only think of all the scenes with.
All the entire movie.
Yeah.
All I can think of is all the scenes right now.
Who plays the evil guy in Spy Kids? It's
George Lopez.
no
No, not Spy Kids. That's
Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
yeah.
No. He plays Rocky. He's got that
Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone. All of his shitty one-liners in Spy Kids. With all the
In
faces.
every movie he's ever done.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
That's what he's known for.
My favorite thing here is okay. I'm on Reddit. It's like someone put on. I think it's. I don't know what subreddit it's in, but it's like Shark Boy and Lava Girl and the Spy Kid movies are probably take place in the same universe. It's on r/shower thoughts. And all the comments are like, yeah, for sure. And then one person says, why? And the original poster just says, they're filmed in such similar styles. And you can attribute that to the director. You didn't prove your point, dude.
Similar styles being green screen only.
Yeah.
Like we
Made-
have one location.
Similar styles like they were made for kids.
Did you guys wear your 3D glasses outside of the theater?
I've never been to a 3D movie in a theater.
Like not even the red and blue 3D?
No, I've never had. My dad had a 3D TV for a bit, but that wasn't very cool.
What's that like?
It's weird. Well, because he had the glasses for it and everything.
Oh, I meant having a dad.
Oh. I don't know.
Sorry, I just had to make that joke.
A moment of
Oh,
silence.
we make a
Moment of
lot
silence.
of abandoned dad jokes.
For sure.
Deadbeat dad.
We were in Rick's kitchen once, and he was just like cooking. I just like randomly took a video of like Snapchat video of him, and he just goes, "So my dad's being angry at me," and I was like, "I want it to be my ringtone." It's awesome. I like that.
So like, if you're having a nightmare, I'm changing everything.
Okay.
If you're having a nightmare, like, what do you think they'd serve you for food?
What?
Nightmare food.
They'd serve me nightmare fuel.
Well, like, what type of food would be the least, like, just what's your least favorite type of food, or like, what do you think they'd serve?
Well,
Nightmare.
if we're talking food, it's got to be something that like, yeah, like it's just like so unappealing to you.
I
So
don't
I'd
like how I
probably
started
say
describing that. No one went with me on it.
I was with you. I just didn't know where to jump in. You're like, oh, jump in with me, and I'm like, bro, we were in a helicopter miles above a volcano. Where do you want me?
There's not many flavors I don't like, but it's textures. Like
Yeah,
certain
texture. Yeah,
textures
like
that feel like they
I wouldn't be able to do
food.
like not calamari. What's the other one?
Squid, octopus.
What's the word for is calamari? Yeah, I think sorry, yeah,
Calamari
calamari.
is squid.
I got calamari and caviar mixed up in my head, but yeah, I can't do calamari.
Okay, not to change the subject completely again, but do you guys do haunted houses? Like, do you, like, for Halloween, do you go and do spooky stuff like that, like Deadmonton or?
I
have.
would, but I haven't been in a while. The last time I went to a haunted house, I was with my best friend from my hometown, and he punched a dude in the face and we got kicked out. So I haven't been since then.
Oh, there's like an old theater downtown, and I went. They had a whole haunted house set up there. I don't know if that was Deadmonton, but I went a few years ago.
Well, I just remembered when I was a kid in elementary school, the grade 11s and 12s would always put on like a haunted house. They'd have like mats from the gym where they'd put up like a maze and whatever, and then they'd have people going around scaring you in like costumes or whatever. Freaked me the fuck out for years. I just didn't do it. I was like, nope. These teenagers are gonna hurt me.
Imagine every bully you've ever had now has grounds to scare you. Like, that's what that
Yeah,
is.
I didn't like the power dynamic that they had.
And they all try to serve you calamari.
And the only thing that spawned that idea was the idea of like sticking your hand in a bucket of spaghetti or whatever, like feeling it, and them saying, "Oh, it's brains" or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Like the texture thing.
I'm thinking of that thing where when you look around a room, you can imagine what everything tastes like, and how I wouldn't want to think that in a haunted house. Dried blood.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thought experiment. Look around the room right now. You know, like anything you look at right now, you could probably know what it feels like on your tongue.
We'll leave that one out.
And I only know this because I got a text from one of my friends, Kai, at 4 a.m. just with that.
Weed's legal. Weed is legal in Canada. That's why you got that text at 4 a.m. For the listeners, I looked directly at Tristan's dick when Rick said that.
Can we turn on the crotch cam?
Is that a camera from your crotch or going into your crotch?
Both are great.
Because I'll make eye contact with either of those.
It's from his crotch, so he can see if anyone's looking.
It's my pee hole.
It's a security.
My peephole.
Peephole?
Peephole. I like it. Peephole looking at my peephole. Bars. Rick, freestyle rap right now.
Dude, I can't even rhyme.
But you helped me write the album. So, okay. My favorite thing Rick has ever done by being a piece of shit. We were recording the album, and I was just like in there doing a take, finished a take, and then Rick was sitting beside the producer. And he came with me just to kind of support and hang out and like watch the experience.
And sing half the album for him because he just couldn't do it.
Yeah, sure. See, that's the
It's all
problem with
done in
having to
post-op.
yes and someone always. Like I made a vow to always like keep Rick's jokes going. So when he says something like that, I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, we're supposed to keep it a secret.
But yeah, he was like sitting there beside the producer, and he looks at me. He's like, I helped write one of the verses on the album, and the producer was like, oh, that's so cool. What song? And Rick was like, I don't know. And then he just like the producer Brad was just like. Jeremy, Rick's talking shit. Man, I fucking love Brad. Shout out Brad at Velveteen Audio. Oh, I love him.
Oh, he's a great guy.
He's such a good guy.
Like,
I was so worried about doing that, and then I met him once, and I'm like, oh, you are me. Like, he's like same energy, just bullshitting, has fun with his job, always down to laugh, incredibly skilled, and just it was such a good time. I want to go back.
How does it work? Like he does all the production. You just show up with your songs and instruments?
Yeah. So me being like, if it was a full band thing, if there was drums and everything, you'd show up with a drum kit. But me being vocal and guitar, I just showed up with my guitar. The first day was we just did rough tracking. So it was literally just like me, studio, play the songs, get them on paper, and then the rest of that day was doing all the guitar. So I had that track in my ear with a metronome. Play the guitar the best I could over and over and over again. He'd splice it up, make it all pretty, make it good. The next day was all vocal. So we took those guitar tracks, now that they're finalized, get me to sing on them, finish them up, send it away to the other guy, also named Brad. So Brad recorded it, and then sent it to the other Brad who mixed and mastered it. About 2 weeks later, I had it. Yeah, post Brad. Post Brad core. And then, he sent it back to me. I sat on it for a bit, got a album art drawn up, put it everywhere on Spotify and
Tinder.
Apple Music and Tinder, Google Play, just so our audience at home can listen to it whenever they want. At you yourself.
And I can just listen to it and cry, think about all the good times,
Yeah, when you wrote.
When I wrote a verse.
When you wrote.
What was that verse again?
I don't even know.
You still don't know?
It's been, no, what
We
song?
listened to it the other night.
No, the song is called Back Porch.
Right on.
And I wrote it while at work.
Yeah.
Well, over Snapchat, I think.
Yep.
Wasn't that the one? Yeah.
No, that was the one we called each other because that was right after I had broken up with my ex. we had just broken up, and I was going for a drive to kind of just like clear my head and get back on track. And we called and had this like really cool talk about, well, maybe I should move back to Fort and kind of rebuild my life and shit. And then we just started talking about the relationship itself, and you were going through what you were going through at the same time, and we just ended up both kind of in the same place. And we wrote this line. It's like, I couldn't bear to lose you. The thought of it made me sick, but the tighter I held on, the more I started to feel you slip. And it was just like, huh, that's neat. So I added it to a song, and then Back Porch was done. And then I was like, I kind of want to record a goddamn album. Oh, that's sweet. That was a super like integral part of like the rest of my life.
Your music?
That night.
That night?
Just talking to Rick and kind of getting everything going was like, if that night hadn't happened the way it did, I probably wouldn't be in Fort. It was like that moment. I'm like, oh, cool. Rick's got me. I can move back to Fort.
Yeah. That was not my intention.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm just
Why did you move back, Jeremy?
This is where I found out Rick never wanted me back.
What? I did this? Shit.
You're tearing down his world now.
This is the last episode of the podcast for sure.
Just crying like, No, that's good though. That's good. I'm happy that you found the courage to confess that to me right now.
Oh, I would have said it before. They're just never in contact.
I'm just like, wow, this is nice stuff I've never heard before. What the hell?
I tell you nice stuff all the time.
No, you don't. I'm just trying to paint you.
Gaslight me.
I'm just trying to paint you as someone you're not.
Yeah.
It's for the entertainment.
I get you. Do you guys ever do your love languages?
Love languages.
You don't know your love language? So basically, love languages. There's 5 ways that we express how we care about people.
Affection.
Yeah. And like generally speaking, the way that you show love is how you also want to receive love. So the idea, I've been looking into it a whole bunch recently because I kind of realized with a big friend group, it's tough because you're like, oh, that person doesn't care about me. They're not showing affection, but maybe they are, but not in the way that you're used to or the way that you really appreciate. So being able to broaden your horizons and see that the way they are doing it is actually them really showing they care about you. The problem is you didn't have that realization before, so I've been looking into it the whole time. And yeah, since then I've been very much more. I've been a lot better at recognizing when people who I previously didn't think were doing that much for me, now I'm like, oh my God, they care about me so much, and it's really cool to see like how much their energy they're putting into me. So.
Is there a BuzzFeed quiz for that?
No, it's from it's its own thing. Like it's its own
Yeah.
like it started as a book series and then they made like an online thing. You can take the test. It literally takes like 10 minutes.
Is it like something that's recognized by like
psychology? Some sort of psychology field recognizes it.
Was that DSM? Something like that.
Kind of less serious than that, but
BDSM.
like it like imagine what is it called? The something Briggs. You know what I'm talking about? Briggs-Meyer. Imagine the Briggs-Meyer had sex with chicken soup for the soul. That's what this is. Like it is like it actually like makes a lot of sense, and when you recognize, you're like, oh, this is actually really dope. But it's also like this is just very heartwarming and like fluffy. But nothing wrong with that. Like it's actually really cool.
Let's add our own love languages.
Yeah.
Mine is fist fights, and frankly, none of you guys are really showing me much love.
So the bodily noises.
So what is it? Fist fights, bodily love, inherent sacrifice, blood oath,
blood oath.
Just take me for ice cream, man.
And cold revenge. Those are the 5.
That's ice cream.
RickJerandSar love languages. Those 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So take the test today. Subscribe to our Patreon to take the test and find out your love language.
Take the test.
I'm definitely a revenge. Ice revenge for sure.
Is that a real one, or are we just
no? Those are all made up. Those are all made up.
What's ice revenge?
It's when you wake up and you don't have a furnace.
And it's the government just getting mad at us for being poor.
Yeah.
Like, help us out, man.
Yeah, come on. I imagine ice revenge is where you show people you love them by wronging every person that's ever wronged them. So like I would go beat up your 8th grade bullies who dressed up in Halloween costumes and scared you that one time.
Well,
and the teachers who sanctioned them.
Well, in their defense, I was a clown for 4 years in a row.
Oh.
So Rick keeps saying this thing, another symptom of being poor, and that is my least favorite thing I've ever heard.
It's just a symptom. It's a disease, and
no.
And it's helped by NyQuil and checks, money.
Checks, the marks, not the money. Whose validation matters to you the most?
Just God's. I don't know.
Scott, as in the Scott from the song last night.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's Steve. Sorry,
I am
Steve.
He said God, by the way.
Did you? I heard Scott.
Scotty.
only Scott. I'm like,
Shout
I
out.
don't even know a Scott.
I was
but
gonna
I
say,
want
do you know a Scott?
I need his validation. I'm still trying to find it. That's why I'm so insecure.
In like a week, you're gonna meet a Scott, and you're gonna be like, "Oh no."
Homie, I gotta impress you.
Whose validation matters to you the most?
Me?
Yeah.
Man, you caught me at a frozen moment. I'm not sure.
Like the movie?
Just let it go.
Yeah, bars. Okay, unironically, the one line in that song, or not that song, but the "Love is an Open Door," like where like the redhead girl.
Yeah,
and
I can sing the whole song. I know what song
Okay,
you're
cool.
talking about.
I actually love like the "we finish each other's sandwiches" line. That gets me every time. that makes me laugh every time I hear and or think about it.
That's Kristen Bell and I forget the guy's name.
Oh, it is Kristen Bell, dude. I forgot she was Sarah Marshall. So one time, oh my god, I just unrepressed a memory.
I forgot about that.
Rick went to a Halloween party with two different costumes at the same time. What was the first one?
Wasn't it just like?
Oh, it was a suit, wasn't it? A sloth suit.
Yes.
So he wore a sloth suit, but then it was like too hot. So underneath he wore a Hawaiian shirt and borrowed a wig, and he looked like
Jason
Segel from Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
And I had pictures for comparison.
Yeah.
I wonder if I still have them somewhere.
Oh, they're real good. He actually kind of pulled it off.
Yeah.
Good thing we're doing all this visual storytelling
Yeah.
with it being an audio podcast.
Buy our Patreon. We don't have a Patreon. But
I just
we're
love
gonna keep
plugging
saying
it. I love plugging
Buy our
it.
Patreon, and then you'll be able to see what the
Send
fuck we're
me-
talking about.
Send me $15 and I'll show you this picture. Oh, that's just OnlyFans.
Sponsored by OnlyFans.
Sponsored by OnlyFans. Okay, can we make an OnlyFans for this, but make it like clean? Like it's not lewd.
Yeah,
it's
well,
just
OnlyFans itself is just a platform for
yeah.
anything.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
just for
It's
porn.
Yeah, well, it can.
Why do we talk about OnlyFans every time we do the podcast?
Or every time we meet up.
This
Yeah.
is every time we hang out. This is just
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I'm actually gonna make an OnlyFans for the podcast.
Yeah,
And it's just
okay.
gonna be like pictures of like us recording and like memes.
Only pods.
Only pods. Only scams. What? Are you just panicking?
No, yeah.
A little bit?
My life is a panic.
Emotions, panic.
So
Oh.
last night we watched a movie. We watched I'm Thinking About Ending Things. It was my second time watching that movie,
That was my first.
and
And my second.
the second time it makes not much more sense, but it's easier to understand.
Yeah, I don't like that movie is just a personal attack on your processing unit in
Possible
your brain.
spoilers ahead.
Yeah, okay, we'll say that. We'll say
The movie did just come out.
it did just come out. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I'm gonna like. I'm just more talking about what the movie
Made you
does
feel?
to you.
Yeah. Well, it just kind of makes you. It takes everything you kind of know about how stories should be told and everything, and then just kind of fucks it up, and makes you question like maybe I'm misinterpreting everything. It just makes you question yourself more than the farther you get into it. So.
No, 100%. I was lucky to watch it in a room of people not only who were still just as confused as me, even though they had all seen it, but also who kind of brought up, oh, this is important. And like you know, I think for any other movie, I wouldn't like that. Like I get very attached to stories and I want to experience them for the first time. So usually like a spoiler like that would bother me, but that was actually so helpful because I'm like, yeah, I don't know what's happening. Yeah, shout out that movie. Go watch it, I'd say.
Yeah. It almost makes you feel pathetic watching it because you're like, I don't know what this is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Am I not good enough to know what this movie's about?
You actually kind of nailed it with that. And like it literally flips how you thought stories should be told. Like that's actually a really good way of putting it.
I also realized something about myself is like spoilers don't bug me. Like
Oh yeah, we've talked about this before.
yeah. Like someone could ruin the entire plot or whatever to a movie and it wouldn't bug me. I'd still enjoy it either way. Maybe it's because I don't really attach myself to the storyline as much. Like I don't get invested in that type of stuff. I get invested in the weirdest shit.
Yeah, you watch movies for the dumbest reasons. I shouldn't say that. You watch
filmography.
Movies. Yeah.
Videography, being able to like, because like you can tell a story just as well with like camera angles, with the music, sound design, and like the color grading and everything.
Yeah.
You just I can't talk.
No, I see what you mean. Like you don't like. I get attached to any sort of story, even if it's told poorly. I'm still going to be there for it. Yeah, but you care less about the story and you care more about the way that it's portrayed, the way that it's shown to you, the way that you are brought to it.
So unless someone is spoiling that aspect, then like the movie's going to be fine for me.
But you can't even spoil that aspect. Someone can just like...
Unless you're showing me a scene or whatever.
You can't spoil an emotion.
Yeah, you can't... Yeah, exactly. And you're not spoiling like... It's not a surprise thing. Yeah. At that point, it's just like, oh, it's a really cool way they did that. Yeah.
And part of me thinks it's kind of annoying, too. Like, imagine you're super invested in the storyline, and then me, I'm just, like, nudging you, like, look at that fucking angle. Like, look at how they shot that.
As a guy who's watched a fair amount of movies with you where you've done that, it doesn't bother me. But I'm, like, a pretty easygoing person. But, no, it's never been like, oh, my God, shut up. No, it's... I also thrive off of watching people, like, do what
enjoy
they care about.
Oh.
Just like when they like dive into something like that and just be like, oh my God, like that's so cool. I love watching people do that. That's so cool.
Well, I do the same thing with like most types of visual art, like with photography. It's the same thing, like setting up a scene, setting up the colors, like composition and everything's super important in photography. So like seeing that on like a screen and how they like continuously keep doing it perfectly, I find that I respect that so much more.
Shout out Rick's photography page on Twitter and Instagram at SickPickRick.
Oh, well, have you realized how movies and video games, they have a rating, usually 0 to 10?
Yeah.
Well, for movies, 0 to 10 is a huge range, and movies come out and they're finished products. But when video games come out, sometimes they're buggy or they're unplayable. Yeah. And just from like the range of 0 to 5, if you're under a 5, you basically don't have a playable game. So anything lower than a 5 isn't worth watching. Whereas movies, they're still probably watchable or consumable.
Man,
I see what you mean.
Some of my favorite movies are just the worst movies to watch. I've seen all the Sharknadoes 3 times. There's
how many are there?
Of them. There's 7. Actually, I haven't seen the last 6 and 7, but I've seen the first 3 so many times just because I love showing them to people because they're so bad. They're so god awful. They like break a lot of physics and stuff like that, and you're just like, holy shit, this is so bad that it's good. I love those type of movies.
Okay, but the thing is, like the first one for sure, and maybe the second one, they were definitely just like, okay, let's make a ridiculous fucking movie. Let's put money into it. Not a whole lot of money into it, but like let's put money into it and see what happens. And then from 3 on, they're so tongue in cheek, like, oh, we know it's bad, but we're gonna.
They're
like,
self-aware.
Milk it.
Yeah,
milk this cow dry.
but it's still charming. Like because like you could run with that and make it like so like, oh my gosh, look how quirky and weird they are. But no, it's almost still genuine. Like it's still just like, bro, we didn't think we'd get this far, and they're so good, honestly.
Yeah,
that's what Tommy Wiseau was thinking.
Oh, for sure.
Like honestly, that's essentially what the same effect is.
No, I think Tommy. I legitimately think Tommy Wiseau. I don't know how to say it.
Whatever.
Yeah, Tommy Wiseau.
He's not real.
I think he, in his head, is like was legitimately like, no, this is gonna be a good movie. This is a great idea. I'm gonna get famous. Like this is it. This is my big break. I think he thought like that. If Tommy Wiseau is out there and he wants to talk about it, feel free to hop on the podcast. Email us and we'll have you on.
Yeah, message me on MSN.
AOL Live.
I'll fucking imagine if he shows up. All right, I'm Tommy Wiseau. I'm here to say...
He's in my house.
Hi, doggy. You're my favorite customer.
Where are we recording the podcast? The room? Oh, he said
it! Oh my god, he also brought all his belts. That's all I know about him.
His belts?
His accent, his movie, and his belt. He wears like 4 belts at a time.
Yeah.
None of them to hold his pants up, just all for his wallets.
It's called...
wallet chains.
Yeah, wallet chain on wallet chain. It's called fashion. Maybe you've heard of it.
It's something.
Who's your fashion icon?
Just like a dad on vacation.
We say is you're wearing blue and red plaid pants.
You said you were going to wear those today.
Yeah. I've been saying it all week.
Looking forward to it.
This is my time to shine. And I'm wearing a band shirt.
Yeah.
Which I don't really wear band shirts very often.
Not really. It's weird.
But it's comfy. I
got
what
band?
Defeater. I got it
Shout
at
out
Value
Defeater.
Village.
Do you listen to Defeater?
A little bit. They're like a hardcore band. Essentially, they're not even hardcore. They're like post-hard. They don't really sing, but like they're good. I like them.
Are they atmospheric?
Not really.
No? That's weird for you. What are you wearing, Tristan?
They're just sad.
Me? My Meat Canyon official merchandise.
Shout out Meat Canyon. Yeah, Tristan showed me Meat Canyon. You were there too.
It's terrifying. Is that the McDonald's one? Like the McDonald's?
No, this is from Wabbit season.
Same channel.
No,
though,
no,
right?
that's
yeah,
what I mean. Like
same
those are
channel.
the same videos.
Yeah.
I'm wearing Polaris merch. Shout out Polaris, my favorite band.
A lot of shout outs this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I just do that all the time. I just want to plug stuff and get people.
He says that
interested.
just in conversation too.
It's kind of a bit, but it's also kind of like my hope is that I plug someone and then they plug me. Not that way.
Yeah.
like in the music way.
Are we allowed to swear?
Yeah, please.
No.
I would love if you were just like, are we allowed to swear? And I was like, yes. And you're just like, fuck shit, bitch.
This is a
I
children's
love
podcast.
Oh yeah.
This is an educational one.
We had talked about OnlyFans in length on this podcast.
That's information. That is informative. People need to know.
It's educational.
Yeah.
I subscribe to OnlyFans for educational purposes.
Yeah. Yeah, my teacher has an OnlyFans.
Big spray.
That's a callback to the last.
that's a good bit.
Would you say my teacher subscribed to your OnlyFans?
No, my teacher has an OnlyFans.
Last time we talked about there was a girl who was a teacher, like an elementary school teacher, and she got fired from her job for having an OnlyFans.
Oh, nice.
Ingenuity.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite band?
Peach Pit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I like
That's
that.
cool.
Have you guys heard of them?
Yeah. Kayla showed me Peach Pit once or twice.
I've known them for a while. Before they were
Before
cool.
they were cool. Oh, yeah, okay.
If I didn't nickel for every time I heard Rick say something like that. How did you do that?
The carabiner type thing.
Yeah, just. Oh, okay, yeah, that's how you did it. I was like, did you unplug your mic and plug it back in? Because that might fuck with everything.
Yeah.
Your favorite
Rick was
band?
just. Oh,
No, please go ahead.
Rick was just putting his microphone on a water bottle.
Yeah, he actually.
Yeah,
we don't
he's
have
the-
mic stands. We literally just hold them like poor
Yeah.
people because our producer of this podcast is a fucking idiot and is poor.
That's your icy revenge.
Yeah, it's my icy revenge. Call myself out. Who's your favorite band at this point?
The longest time, it's always been Conditions.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've been my favorite band since like high school. I think
Yeah.
the album I really got into was Fluorescent Youth. I think that was 2010, and it was 2010. Quote me on that.
You're so sure about that?
Quote me on that.
All right.
I know it is.
And if you're wrong, what do I got to do to you?
You got to make me sing the entire album on the podcast.
Oh my god, I'm so in for this. Oh, I hope you're right or wrong.
Are you emotionally attached to your favorite band?
Yeah. And
Can you have one without being emotionally attached?
I don't know. Well, they're not even a band anymore. I think was it 2010?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know all the lyrics? Like, would you be able to sing the entire thing without the lyrics?
With just a cappella.
Yeah.
No.
Do all the sounds.
No, I don't think so. But
No?
But I do know it.
Yeah. What's your favorite album of all time?
I don't even know. Well, I think Fluorescent Youth from that.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, just because it's just like it's all
Front to
jams.
back.
It's all jams. It's
You must get like
Not
emotionally
bad.
attached to your favorite band, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I discovered Peach Pit when I was in Germany. I'd take the train to and from work every day, and I would just look out the window longingly and listen to Peach Pit.
Wait, you lived in Germany?
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh.
And by the way, we're on a podcast, so nobody fucking knows that. So you can't just bring shit
Yeah,
up. and not
don't
explain
pretend
They don't
that's
know
just a
me.
normal thing.
They don't know me. They don't know you.
Yeah. They know me a little bit. Actually, everyone who listens to this knows me and Rick
Yeah.
Oh,
at
dude.
this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Tristan's new. Not like half our friend group doesn't even know Tristan. So like this is how they get
They're
to know him.
learning. This is your judgment, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is
man.
how we decide if you're in the group or not.
We should do this with every new friend. We just have them
Holy
on the podcast
crap.
and then decide if we're gonna like.
Are we gonna do this with like potential mates too? I only thought I called them mates. Partners. I'm gonna say partners
Mateys.
instead.
Sexual partners.
Well, yeah, but maybe
potential homies?
potential homies. Homies.
Homies.
What's your? Anyways, back to Peach Pit. You discovered them when you were in Germany, listening on the train.
Yeah. The company I worked for, we worked with like Spotify every day, and they did music recording for video games and stuff like that. And they were showing me music all the time, and I found Peach Pit through my recommendations, and
And it was love at first
it
listen.
was love at first listen.
That's hype. I
Eargasm.
like that.
What's your favorite band?
Polaris. I said that
Polaris.
literally 15 minutes ago.
No. I'm going back. We're circling back. What's your favorite band and then favorite album?
Oh God, is it Polaris and Mortal Coil? I think it's Polaris and Mortal Coil. If not that, then Chasing Ghosts by Amity Affliction. that album front to back was like, that might be less about the music and more about the timing of it. That was at like my peak like sad boy hours. So when that came out and it was just angry and sad, and that entire album is about suicide and how like fucked up it is to kill yourself and leave people behind. Mm-hmm. Like that entire idea was just like, oh, okay, fine, I won't off myself.
Do you think suicide's selfish?
Oh, absolutely. Like I completely. Wow, we're going into this. I completely empathize with like. It's never like you're alone and you're scared and like it hurts and every day is a struggle. Yes, absolutely, that sucks. Someone fucking loves you. I don't care who you are. Someone loves you, and if you leave them, that's fucked up. You're not taking away your pain. You're putting it on them. So that's fucked up. The other thing, it's stupid because you're gonna die. Swear to God, one day you're gonna die. So why are you hurrying to that? Like, you're gonna get there anyways. You might as well see what happens. Like, and this is someone who's been like to the edge of hell and back. So, you know, we're all in this together.
Things do be getting better.
Things do be getting better. Not in 2020. No. This is a bleak year to try and say all that, but
yeah. Things do get better.
Guys, don't kill yourselves.
Yeah, guys, don't kill yourselves. Shout out Suicide Hotline. No, I don't know, like. And that's like the thing, like even like a year like this, like 2020 has been hard. Like I've had my struggle. It's been an okay year. Like I've actually had an okay year, but like I've had my struggle. But even through this, like I met you, which is like obviously like you're integral to my life at this point. Like writing the new album, doing this, like even through the darkest shit, like a lot of really cool stuff has come of it. So
just some things throughout the week to keep you preoccupied and forget about the fact that you're going to die one day.
Yeah.
Just a couple beers to stop the shakes, you know?
A couple beers to stop the shakes. Man, that's such a funny joke to me. I don't like that we're just transferring right out of this to an alcoholic joke, but there's a Family Guy bit where Peter's just like, all right, Meg, I'm going to have a couple beers to stop the shakes and I'll drive you to work.
and we quote that so often.
Like, he sent that.
So good.
Jeremy sent that to me this morning.
Yeah.
After we woke up. Yeah. I didn't know it was a bit.
Yeah. And for some reason we stopped talking about it for the longest time and then it just keeps coming back.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it helps. So like, all right, like, would you mind giving me to where I have to work? Yeah, I'll just a couple beers to stop the shakes and we'll hit the road. Oh. Man, I can't believe how like weirdly integral we've all decided that music is to our lives. Like it's so crazy. Like we've all just like latched on to this thing that generally speaking is just noise.
Well, what does it mean to you? Is it just something that makes you feel good? Something to distract you?
It could be anything, really.
It can be
like
something.
It could be anything to anybody.
It can literally take you through it or get you around it. Like it's kind of cool that it's your escape or it's
like universal.
Yeah, it's just interesting to me that we've all just soaked so much meaning into it.
Have you ever met somebody that legitimately meant I hate music?
Yes,
you have.
Yeah.
And what kind of person were they?
The worst.
And those people listen to podcasts. Hey guys.
Hey, what's up? No, I've met two people in my life who legitimately say I don't like music. I've met other people who have said, like, yeah, I'm not too into music, but then I ask, okay, like, when you're driving, do you listen to music? I'm like, yeah, I have it on in the background. So those people I don't really count too much because they're still, like,
they like the idea?
The media, right?
Yeah, man.
Two people that I've met. One was a girl I went to high school with. She was our valedictorian. She legitimately hated music. Like, she bought herself noise-canceling headphones because we used to play the radio in class, and she would listen to nothing so that she couldn't hear the music. She hated music that much. I actually had a crush on her for years, which was really funny.
Weird.
Opposites attract.
Yeah. So yeah, it was kind of interesting. So sure, I haven't talked to her in years, and maybe that's changed, but she legitimately hated music. And actually, just like 3 weeks ago, I met someone who also said like, yeah, I don't like music. Like it's fine. It's just I don't like it. And I'm like, oh. Driving, like, what do you listen to? He said, oh, I listen to talk radio and sports stuff and stuff like that. So
not to change the subject again, but like the other day I was getting a cab ride home from work, and the cab driver, he had the radio station set to not a radio station but like static. the whole time. I felt myself going insane the entire time.
That's like murder vibes.
That's bold though. Like
yeah.
To do it is one thing for like maybe like 5 minutes and not realizing, but to just straight up ignore it. And then I started like gaslighting myself. Maybe I'm the one maybe he doesn't hear it at all.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm the one going insane.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah.
As you get older, your ears not descend.
They start to rust.
They start to rust. But anyway, the frequencies you can hear start to diminish.
Right.
Like the mosquito noise. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah.
Usually it's people above 25 can't hear this noise, and anybody below. So old people will play this on blast to scare away young children.
I see. You're talking about the mosquito noise. I thought you were talking about music. It's like throwing on Guns N' Roses and be like, get off my lawn.
I'm so excited to turn 25 next year and never hear a mosquito again.
That's what everybody's waiting for.
Everyone has their, like every age has their thing. 25, no more mosquitoes.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. This is so dumb.
Do you think if that was a thing, do you think mosquitoes would evolutionarily start hunting those people more because there would be less threat to them?
Like they wouldn't hear them coming?
Yeah. So let's say
It's not actually mosquito buzzing. It's like a noise that's a super
I'm running
high
with
frequency.
his. Don't look at me like I'm an idiot. I'm following him. He did the bit. Rick started the bit.
Commit to the bit.
I'm committing. Okay.
Okay. Yes. Now I'm talking about evolution.
Okay.
You ever like be sleeping or whatever and a mosquito bites you? Wait, no, don't talk.
No.
And a mosquito bites you, and then you're just like, homie, like where'd you come from? Like you're not making it home to your family, like because they use that for food for their children. So I'm just.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, the females fertilize themselves, I believe.
Yeah.
The one time that I wanted you to gaslight Rick with me, you
Gaslight?
son of a bitch.
I don't
Go
like
on.
this. I don't like how manipulative this is all getting to make me feel wrong.
Literally like 15 minutes ago, I was like, yeah, Rick brought me back to Fort and helped me rebuild my life. And now I'm like, you're a fucking stupid doo-doo head.
It must have been a long walk to get here for the podcast.
Yeah, I sprinted. So many mosquitoes chasing me.
But I can still hear them.
He can hear them. Yeah.
I can hear
One
them.
more year of this.
This is all so stupid.
I don't care. I love it.
By the way, like, you ever think about like people listening to this in like their car or anything like that, and just like, you know, sometimes like when you're walking past somebody in their vehicle in a parking lot, you can hear like their phone conversation, or whatever. Just imagine hearing this.
Yeah.
Just like, what's happening over there?
It do be like that. If you're listening on the road,
watch out! Imagine somebody showing this podcast to another person. Like, just wait. There's this mosquito bit. You're gonna love it. And it's like 30 minutes in. Just wait for it.
yeah. This is the video that someone shows at a party that everyone else hates, but that one person loves.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about loneliness.
Hell yeah.
Do we say?
No, that came up yesterday too in the movie.
Loneliness?
Yeah. That you know, a movie is good when you watch a movie and then the next thing you do is go to YouTube and watch a breakdown of the movie. So someone can explain to you what the hell you just saw.
Someone can baby spoon feed the movie into you.
Yeah. Just feed your movie into me.
Yeah.
Spoon
Fill
feed
me
your
up,
movie into
daddy.
me. I don't like this anymore.
All right.
That's the first. Yeah, we're good. We got
Don't
it.
say anything. Just set the mics down.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take a lap.
Let's say water break. Man, I wonder who's gonna be the first person to leave their mic on the floor and go pee during a podcast.
I could do it now.
It's me.
You have a bottle.
No, we got a long enough cord. I probably could just bring it with me.
Yeah. You could actually probably make that.
Take the whole thing with you, but
Just me in the bathroom. Hey.
yeah. Do you guys? Oh, I just unrepressed a memory. Holy shit!
Put that back. Put that puppy back.
I wasn't ready for this. Do you remember? There was like on Newgrounds or whatever, like a site like that, like a
mini clip game.
yeah,
like
yeah.
Flash games.
And I just remembered one where it was literally you play a guy who's peeing, and there's a toilet with like all sorts of stains on it, and you use your pee stream to clean off the bowl.
I played this game.
Holy crap! Oh,
Do you ever play the zombie shooting game where you sit behind sandbags and you slowly upgrade
Box
your...
head?
yeah.
The box head sound game? Box head. No?
Doesn't sound familiar.
No. This one's your stationary, right?
Yeah.
You're literally just behind cover. You pop up, shoot.
Yeah, and you hire new people and you
Yours is like you like run around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay. I'm remembering. For some reason, the only computer like that any of our families had, like out of like me and cousins and like whatever, was my grandparents. So everyone would go over to my grandparents' house just to hang out, and then also use the computer for Facebook because nobody else had a computer for some reason, and that's where I'd play all my games whenever I'd go visit my grandma.
Yeah. Grandma's house.
Grandma was the game station place.
Man, what did I like to do for fun as a child? Video games and making shit up. My mom would always be like, go outside and use your imagination.
Oh, I did that all the time. We had a trampoline. Okay, I'm about to.
You're a rich guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, buddy, we were.
Oh
We
yeah.
had money.
This is.
I
was poor. He cannot relate to me at all. He's like, I had 6 furnaces.
I had Rick's furnace. My dad sold Rick's dad his wood burning stove. No, I didn't realize. Okay, I don't know how to say this without sounding like a piece of shit. So I'm gonna sound like a piece of shit. I didn't realize we were rich until like I was probably 17.
Dude.
My dad ran a company. My dad ran a lumber mill. So like we had money, we were fine. Like financially, we were good. My dad like probably still is too. Very financially smart. Like he doesn't. I don't want to say stingy, but like penny pincher, cut costs. Like he doesn't blow money even if he has it. But yeah, we had an in-ground trampoline. We had, I just said my dad doesn't blow money, but we had an in-ground trampoline. We had motorbikes. We had
in-ground
quads.
trampoline.
Yeah, like it wasn't like above it. He dug a hole and then put the trampoline in the ground.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool.
That's Daddy Warbucks money.
Oh, for sure.
Dude, like
My dad funded wars. Is that what you're saying? What's your dad's name? Uncle Sam?
Just all of America. Capitalism. That's what my dad is.
Yeah.
But you were talking about this trampoline.
Yeah.
Right. When I was a young kid, and then it went until I was far too old to be playing with my imagination. But I just I had this story in my head. Like it literally could have been like a Saturday morning cartoon, like an action cartoon of a team of fighters who defended their world, and they were each an element, and their struggles with different opponents and stuff. It was literally just a comic book series that could have existed, and I made it up in my head, and I just play episodes over and over. And I remember this specific one where the leader, he died and everyone thought that he was gone, and then they got captured by the enemy, and then he was actually back, and he stealthily took out all of the guards and freed his team, and then fought the big bad guy. I think about that a lot, where I was I like telling stories. I should write or do something.
So it's the plot to Avengers.
Not
I'm just
at
kidding.
all.
I haven't seen it.
Not at all. There's probably an Avengers story out there. There's that's the tough thing. I'm just getting into comic books now. I've wanted to be into comic books since I was a kid, but lived in a pretty rural town, so we didn't have access. And now that I'm just getting into it, I'm so far behind. I know nothing.
Jon Snow.
Yeah, Jon Snow. I'm Jon Snow. My dad didn't marry my mom when he had me. I'm Jon Snow.
Your dad's Sean Bean.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool. If you could have a famous person for a dad, who'd it be?
Not Johnny Depp.
Why?
I don't know. Well, he's got a lot of issues with his court thing. Not he wasn't the one with issues, but
yeah.
Yeah. He's a weirdo.
He's a little strange.
Famous person. I don't know.
Doesn't have to be a
The
famous.
Rock.
Did you say
The
famous
Rock.
person?
The Rock could be my dad. I feel like he's a good dad.
Dwayne the Rock.
I feel like he played catch with me a couple times.
Dwayne the Rock.
Yeah, Dwayne. I like that name.
Dwayne.
Dwayne. And then I'd be Rick the Stone Johnson.
That actually kind of goes. I looked at you kind of dumb for a second, and I was like, no, that's sick. You could be Clovis, though.
Clovis.
Clovis Johnson.
4-leaf Clovis.
Okay, that's a porn name. Clovis
Clovis
Johnson.
Every name's a porn name if you're horny enough.
What about you? Would be your famous dad?
You looked at me all horrified.
Yeah, I was.
I'm drawing a blank here, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't know any famous people.
That's fair.
Yeah,
He just crawled out from under a rock.
Yeah.
Under the rock.
Under the rock.
Do you think The Rock would have like kids the normal way, or would they just like fall off his powerful body?
Yeah.
Like he's just at the gym working out, and then like his muscles just like start convulsing, and then it just like falls off of his giant breast,
No,
and it's just like child.
Someone just hits him with a pickaxe and just chips off a part of him. Like how you rocks. How you know you break off a rock.
Like how you rocks.
Like Minecraft Steve comes in with his diamond pickaxe.
Ooh.
It's just oof.
If anyone cares, I'd choose Dave Grohl.
Oh.
So
You want to elaborate on your choice?
Musician.
Yes.
I would like, and that's the thing. Like, I had good opportunity growing up. My parents were so supportive of me doing music and stuff. But I would absolutely love to be like raised in a household where just like everywhere you go, there's like music and just like can dive into it.
But then you'd have to live up to your father's legacy.
I really don't think he'd be like that. Like the way that he portrays himself and like deals with his kids and like deals with the media and stuff, he seems so down to earth. And I could be completely wrong about that, but every interaction that I see like on YouTube comments of fans being like, yeah, I met him, he's amazing, just seems so kind and caring. So I wholeheartedly believe Dave Grohl is an incredible person. Dave Grohl, if you're listening to this and you want to be on the podcast,
if you want to be my dad,
be my dad.
if you want to adopt me,
Yeah.
I'm a 24-year-old
email
homie.
me.
Let's
Yeah.
build a family together.
Yeah, like there was the one video on YouTube that was around forever where mid-concert he stopped the show and called his kids to say goodnight, like shit like that. Where I'm like, that's amazing.
Wow.
And he says like, people ask him like, oh, how do you stay so down to earth? And I think he's quoted as saying it's pretty easy to stay down to earth when your kids don't give a shit that you're famous. Like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Dave Grohl. I don't know. I think about that a lot.
How long have we been going?
Sorry?
How long we been going?
I don't know. We've established. Oh, we didn't start a timer.
How many bars we at?
1,685.
How many songs do you think that is worth?
I don't know, because a song can be 2 to 14 minutes.
Oh, I'm sure they can be longer.
What is? Oh, didn't Bring Me the Horizon have like a 30-minute
No.
song?
I'm thinking of a specific genre of music. There's a genre called funeral doom metal,
Right.
and it's literally like, boom, and then just letting it ring, that note ring out, and then another note. And their their songs can be up to like 30 minutes long, and those are like the shorter ones. A band that I know specifically is called Bong Ripper. And it's just like that, and you're like, "Oh, I don't get it." Like I missed the point completely. With it.
And now I've wasted 30 minutes.
Yeah. You're like, "Oh, this is the part that this is where it kicks in." No, it doesn't. It's the same note.
All those hits.
Oh yeah.
The longest song in the world is "The Rise and Fall of Bossa Nova," which comes in at 13 hours, 23 minutes, and 32 seconds.
Who is sitting there for half a day,
Recording.
just listening, making sure no one fucked up?
Okay, released in 2016, so that you can.
How many sessions do you think that was? How many days do you think they recorded for?
If you had a good day, you could probably do that in a day.
Could you do it in? Do you think they did it all in one playthrough,
There's no fucking way.
or just sections?
There's
Like
no.
sections.
They must have done like, okay, let's do this part. Okay, let's do this part.
I feel like it's
I
only.
also don't know like what genre it is.
Is that the type of music you'd play? Just like,
Probably classical.
would it be
Is that
something
long?
you'd play in like an elevator, just to pass the time?
It's not
Like
bad.
something like, you know how people would just put like a playlist or whatever on a loop or whatever. I was gonna bring up.
Elevators.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, an elevator was going to bring you
Have
up.
you like what is your worst music experience? Like
We're talking live.
Playing or
we're talking
listening?
any of it.
Anything?
Anything.
Do you have something in mind?
I have something in mind. A few years ago, just after high school, I moved to Saskatchewan for like 11 months, and I worked at some bullshit pizza place that was like a pizza place that was also a laundromat and also a car wash and also a convenience store and like everything. They did subs. I worked there by myself. I was the only person working, and
Sounds
every
like
day.
they laundered money.
Sorry.
Sounds like they laundered money there.
Oh, yeah, they washed it in the laundromat. It was clean money after.
If that doesn't convey both of your personalities so well, of you making it existential or really fucked up, and then you making a joke out of that.
And all they played on the radio was top 40 music, like the top 20 or whatever songs. So every 45 minutes or whatever, it was the same song over and over again for 8 hours, and that was every day for 11 months.
And you're still here.
Yeah, surprisingly.
It gets better.
Black Widow Baby, is that the name of the song?
Black Widow by Iggy
Azalea.
Iggy Azalea.
Yeah.
Izzy Azalea.
I have flashbacks. The song Movie by Hoodie Allen, flashbacks. I'm just like, I am back there at that store. I am depressed. Everything's going to hell.
Damn.
Yeah.
So that's your worst?
Yeah, that's my worst
playlist of
that playlist of the top 20 songs.
You got one?
Never heard a bad song ever?
Heard a bad song.
Well, like I'm saying this
Just
more as
some
like a
sort of
blanket
memorable
statement.
like bad music juju.
Bad music juju. I can't say I have. Nothing
I'm trying to think of one, but music just
show you
makes
some
me
bad music.
so happy.
Like when I played Broken Side last night, that wasn't like a deal breaker.
Like I have like not quite the same thing, but I have like songs that I've associated with people in my life or situations where now like looking back, it's not good because like it's so ingrained into that bad memory.
Yeah.
So less than your.
That could be a good thing.
Yeah, it is.
You store your bad memories into the song and then you never listen to it again. It's like writing a nasty letter and never mailing it.
Or locking it deep inside and
Forever.
never bringing it up, no matter how much the therapist tells me to. No, it was like that kind of stuff. But no, I've never like really had like a bad. Well, I think a lot about that. We went to a concert. It was I Prevail, Wage War, and Villain of the Story, and a couple other bands. And there was that opener band, and I think about them a lot. They sucked.
Yeah, they sucked, and then the vote, like I don't know, they were just weird.
The vocalist had one of those like classic mics as opposed to one of these. Like he didn't have like a standard live mic. It was one of those like old school bar ones, like one of those ones, one of those old ones. But yeah, it was. I think about them a lot.
Like you should be singing opera or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
When I was in.
Oh,
what?
Okay, you go.
Okay, you
go because we both just did the same thing. You go.
I went to New Brunswick to visit my grandparents, and I went with my father, and he bought tickets to an AC/DC Black Ice concert. That was my first concert going to, and we went with two of my dad's friends. They put me in the trunk and put a blanket over me so we could get in without paying. It was probably for extra parking or something. But anyway, we go to this huge field. There's like 30,000 people, and we're listening to AC/DC, and then I'm there with his friends, and then my dad's like, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get a beer. And then what felt like an hour later, he hadn't come back. I was like, did my dad just leave me here?
Yeah.
And I was freaking out. I was a kid. I was probably 11 or 12. And eventually he came back, and he had AC/DC T-shirts as well. So.
Oh.
Okay. It's a happy memory.
But I was very
that
panicked.
Fear, yeah. So
panicked.
That's your first like instance of anxiety.
That I can remember.
And it hasn't stopped ever since.
It's just growing.
Yeah, it's just growing. Actually, no. My Christmas concert experience from years ago. Is what I thought of because he was just like, "Oh, my first concert." I'm like, "Oh, there's a concert." Okay, so in rural Saskatchewan, kind of a lawless time in the early 2000s, whatever. So every year they put on a Christmas concert with all the kids. I was in grade 4. There was 9 kids in my grade 4 class. 9 kids. And so they wanted to do like a thing where we all were like the Black Eyed Peas and whatever, and there would be backup dancers and whatever. And
did you do what I think you did?
Yeah. Yo, you see where it's going, Tristan. So 4 of my classmates got to be the Black Eyed Peas.
They got a pass.
Yeah, we called them and made sure we got all the permits, everything to be the Black Eyed Peas. And then the other, like a few others, I think there was like 3 of them, got to be the backup dancers and whatever. So they were just doing their another thing. But me, because I'm just like they didn't know what, like they had to make up a part for me because they didn't know what to do. So I was the manager. Thank God. I was the manager because when it was time to do the production and everything, they decided that they were gonna dress these kids up in grade 4 in blackface. 4 kids with, I think with water and cocoa on their face, go up and start dancing with the backup dancers, and then I'm supposed to go up there dressed in like a suit. I didn't have to do blackface, of course, because I'm the manager.
Yeah, all managers are white.
and then all I was supposed to do was just dance with like a briefcase, and that was it. And I'm sure there's just a picture out there of me standing with 4 kids in blackface and my team. Like everything was fine. I don't know. This is a real ass story.
What the fuck is your childhood? It didn't occur to me until this now. I've heard most of your stories about your childhood. I'm sure there's like some deep ones that you haven't revealed yet.
Even to myself.
Yeah. But like, your childhood is a lot.
Dude, it's like a time capsule.
Remember when you got that guy arrested?
What?
It was he gave you. He was like, it was your your grandma's foster kid, and he was like yelling at you the bus, and then your nosebleed, and everyone assumed that he hit you.
No, it wasn't that. He didn't get arrested. He got in trouble with the bus driver.
But then he was in jail years later, and I said it was that.
Oh, okay. So no, there were some times when after school I'd have to go on a different bus to my grandparents' house because my parent. I grew up poor. I don't know if I told you this.
What? Did you?
Yeah.
What were some of the symptoms?
So both parents not being around because they're working. That's the symptom. So I had to go to my grandparents' house, and then I'd go on a different bus, and my grandparents had a foster kid, and he was sitting next to me, and I just yawned, and it made my eyes kind of water or whatever, and everyone was just like, wait, did he hit you? Did he hit you? Like what the fuck? And then I was too shy to like say anything about it, so they just fucking bullied him pretty much. Wow. He was an asshole, so it's fine. He went to jail much later.
Have you guys been in fights before?
No. Do you think I could fight?
I've had a couple situations where it was about to be a fight, and then something else happened, and it resolved the issue.
I'm pretty good at de-escalating, so.
When I was younger, maybe like 7 or 8, I went to the park with some of my friends, and there was these older kids there. They started yelling at us, and we were yelling back, and they punched one of my friends. So I went up to punch him, and I got plugged right on the nose. My first time being hit. I can remember the feeling. Mm-hmm. And then I went home afterwards and told my parents, this kid was punching us. Mm-hmm. So we went to his house, and his father opens the door. And he's like, oh, like, what's the matter? And my stepdad explains what happened. And he turns around and yells this kid's name. I don't remember his name. And he's like, did you hit this kid? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, thanks, I'll deal with it. And he closes the door. And I could, like, walking back to the car, I could hear a kid screaming. And I think that's why he was bullying us.
And he transferred schools. Crazy, I never saw him again.
Man, that's nuts. Holy crap.
I don't think I've ever actually had like a bully situation or anything like that. Like, I feel like the only thing people could really make fun of me for is like my last name. But even that, like, I just kind of own it. I don't.
It's like.
What is your last name?
Balzer.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So his dad wanted to name him Clovis. We've talked about him on the podcast before, so we won't go over it again. His dad wanted to name him Clovis, and then they settled on Rick, but it wasn't going to be Richard because Dick Balzer's a bit of a too easy of a target.
And it couldn't be Harrison because Harry Balzer doesn't work either.
Yeah,
that's the reason.
That's my porn star name too.
Yeah, Harry Balzer.
Yeah.
But yeah. Rick Balzer. Yeah, it's kind of weird because like you would think you'd get bullied for that, especially you, like you being so. No.
I feel like it's the same thing with Trump. Like people make fun of him all the time. He's just an easy target or whatever. So they're just like, some people are just like, I'm not gonna make those types of jokes because it's easy. Everyone's heard it.
Yeah. You can't really come up with anything original.
Yeah,
I get you.
Is anything original?
Stop.
How many times have I said that?
This podcast is original.
Is it?
Your stories.
Where do your ideas come from? Are they based on previous memories and things you've experienced in the past?
They're based on...
Yes. Or are they completely in the now?
Yes.
You don't live in the now, actually. Everything you perceive right now is actually from milliseconds before when it was being processed by your brain. So you don't really live in the present.
Everything happening right now is just your brain reacting to stimuli.
Yeah, we're just a bunch of chemicals firing.
Yeah, we're just neurons.
I'm sorry, Kayla.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Would you apologize to her? This is my podcast you're ruining.
Overall, it just comes down to like ones and zeros. We're binary code.
Do you guys think we're in the Matrix?
Yeah.
It's entirely possible.
We've talked about this before. Like we talked about the existentiality of it all. What do you believe? Like, do you think it's just like some?
I believe in like some sort of multiverse theory.
Yeah.
There could be more than one. There could be more than one universe.
I believe in the plot of Interstellar. We talked about that yesterday.
Your favorite movie?
Yeah, it is.
What is it about that movie that makes you your favorite movie?
I don't know. It's this huge emotional swell whenever I'm watching it. Like when his children are aging and he's reading it.
God, yeah.
Brings me to tears.
That's a lot. It's one of those movies too that like the soundtrack hits.
Oh,
hard.
Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, Zimmer's a genius.
Man.
I
Yeah.
disagree. I think the soundtracks peaked in Shrek 1 with Smash Mouth.
Really?
Body. Okay, we're gonna get copyright. That's all it takes.
I don't know if I talked about this on the podcast before, which is something that is probably going to be said so many times. But like, can we talk about the golden age that was Disney letting artists come in and create the soundtracks for movies? Phil Collins and Tarzan, Billy Joel with Oliver and Company, Elton John doing Lion King, like all that was so. And like, granted, like that doesn't mean the entire soundtrack and blah blah blah, but like those people doing a lot of the mainstay stuff for that music was so like that's what makes those movies the greats. Again, going back to like music being such an integral part of everything, it's just like, man, what is like? There's no modern day version of that now. Like,
yeah, there is. I'm pretty sure whatever that animated Grinch movie or whatever was done by some rapper. I forget his name. This isn't
the
helpful.
Animated Grinch movie from
the
like 2 years ago
one,
or whatever.
The newest one or whatever it would be.
Yeah.
I forget the guy. He did all the entire soundtrack for it. It was a rapper though.
The other example I can think of is when Kendrick Lamar did the entire Black Panther soundtrack, and that soundtrack goes. And it's not just because Kendrick Lamar is like an incredible artist. It's also because he took so many influences from modern day hip hop from America and ancient African music, and like he merged those so amazingly that it's just like it not only is it like good for the movie, but it was really amazing standalone. Like holy crap! So stuff like that, I just love that. Like let so many creative minds enter different spaces.
The Grinch soundtrack was all done, or maybe it was just a few songs. Maybe I'm just wrong. I think it was just a couple songs done by Tyler the Creator. I think I'm just wrong.
Oh, really?
Oh
Yeah.
Tyler the Creator, eh?
Yeah.
On a kids movie. Holy crap! It's like letting Johnny Knoxville do a Disney original.
I saw a meme today. It was just like the Kids Bop creators trying to figure out how to make a rendition of WAP.
I kind of like that.
So are we about done? Are we thinking about ending things?
Killing ourselves? Suicide pact?
No, our sanity. Just ending it all.
I don't know. We could go for a little bit longer. I don't know. Yeah. Without Sarah, we're falling apart here. We didn't make a timer.
Yeah, it's our second phone call. Our audience is just super busy.
Super distracted. What time is it? It is 6:11. We got a little bit more time. Let's riff a little bit more.
Yeah, we can do.
I wanted to give a special shout out to Buddy Corbin. He just celebrated 4 years at his job, so I want to say shout out to him. The reason Falcor is on the board, I want to talk about this. We used to have a buddy named Thomas. He moved to BC since 2018, 2017 he moved. He's an incredible little man. He's like, just like hype ball, crazy positive energy, knows every Billy Talent song on guitar. Not really integral to his character, but really funny to me.
It's
that
important
it's
to
part
me.
of him. But yeah, no, he's just so positive and amazing. And he had this hedgehog forever named Falcor. And hedgehogs live for like not a crazy long time, right? Like they're pretty like short lifespans.
27 years.
27 years.
Very specific.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure they're pretty short. Let me just double check here.
No, I think it's 5 years.
2 to 5 years. A woodland hedgehog usually lives for 2 to 5 years. And Thomas got his hedgehog in like grade 8, grade 9. And he still had it as of like 6 or 7 years later. Like just a long living hedgehog. And then when he moved to BC, he was like, hey, like I'm moving. Does anybody want to take care of my hedgehog? And Corbin said, yeah, like I'll get it. Like it's an easy to keep animal. Like I got it. So he took the hedgehog. Not too, maybe within a year or just over a year later, Falkor passed away, which is sad. That actually makes me think that the entire time Thomas had Falkor, he was just continuously replacing Falkor.
Falkor is more of just like
a concept. It's a title.
it's a concept.
It's like a Highlander. Like it just like always be replaced. And the cycle was broken with Corbin. But yeah, then when Falkor passed away, Corbin made this like incredible. He took a shoebox and made it into like a casket and like drew on it and dressed it all up, and it was really dope.
And then
buried it in the backyard.
Rolled up the sod, dug a hole, and then buried it. I'm like,
in our rental unit that we lived in at the time, and then we moved and left him there.
We're going back for him tonight. This is why we've gathered you here.
Welcome
actually,
to the heist.
You son of a bitch! I'm in.
The whole podcast tone just changed. Okay, here's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, we're gonna live stream us. Go to Twitch right now.
Go to our OnlyFans right now. We're live streaming this heist. $13.99.
Is that a thing?
I don't know.
On OnlyFans?
I don't know.
That's really smart if it is. Like it should be. I don't want to type in OnlyFans live stream, and I don't want something might come up. Yeah.
I'm sure they want money.
I'm sure they want money. Yeah. I don't know, I just wanted to bring that up. Also, today is Sky's birthday. Sky, if you're listening, happy birthday. I won't shout out your last name and dox you. Don't worry.
What's her address? Because we're going there later.
Social security number?
Yeah. I don't know her address. I have her credit card, though. No, it was actually kind of funny because last time I brought up, like, I was telling a story, or actually doing a bit. I was doing a bit, and I just said a white guy's name, and the name was a buddy of mine. His name is actually that name. It was just the first name that I thought of because I thought white guy. Oh, him. And Sky texted me later, and she was like, yeah, you might want to make sure that's cool with him if you say his full name on the podcast. And I was like, I mean, I just said his name for a bit. It shouldn't be a big deal. So I kind of like the idea of me keep saying Sky on the podcast. So Sky will get upset at me when she hears her name on the podcast. Oh. Happy birthday, Sky.
When's the last time you watched Sky High?
What day is it?
This morning.
Have any of you guys watched Sky High in the past 24 hours?
I'm sure someone has.
Okay, I want to talk about this. I talked about this with you earlier. Did you watch Fairly Odd Parents as a kid?
Of course.
Do you remember the episode of Fairly Odd Parents where it was just an episode of a cartoon?
Yeah.
Crash Nebula?
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about how fucking weird that was?
I remember this episode. I don't remember the details.
So yeah, like the episode was Timmy doesn't have an adventure with his Fairly Odd Parents. He just watches TV, and then the TV is a kid named Crash who gets abducted and goes to space school to be a superhero. I just thought about that on like 2 days ago, like laying in bed, and it just kind of hit me at 4 a.m, and I was like, was this real? So then I looked into it. You know what that was? That was Butch Hartman pitching the idea for that show. He wanted that to be a show, so he wrote it in an episode of Fairly Odd Parents, and then was just like to the studio basically like, huh? And they were like, no.
This just reminded me of something that, like, it's information that stresses me out, but I've got nowhere to say it or for it to go. So why not make a podcast and throw it out on there? Do you remember the show Fillmore? It was like a Canadian.
Yeah, the black kid,
with
the security guy.
Always wearing glasses.
Hall monitor, yep.
Yeah. So it stresses me out to this day because do you know any of the voice actors or whatever that were on it?
No.
So the main people, like the Fillmore himself, he was like the co-star from That's So Raven, like the Eddie or whatever his name was.
Like the best male friend.
Yeah.
From That's So Raven.
Do you know That's So Raven?
Yes, I watched all of this.
Okay, Rick needs you to constantly go like this.
Yeah, I need you to know.
I'll validate what you're
validate me, okay? And then another one was Raven herself was there too, one of the characters, and then another one was the girl that plays Timmy Turner. She's also in it.
Oh, no way.
And then this is where it gets weird. Steve Carell is in it.
What?
Yeah.
He's the principal.
And Jeff Probst, the host of Survivor, who's been the host for like 20 years or whatever. He's in it.
This is weird.
Yeah, I know. It's like
this is where everything in the universe connects.
Yeah.
Fillmore.
Disney's Fillmore.
And the only reason I even like think about that show or anything in any way is because there's one scene where there's this one episode where this guy, he plays a lot of games and whatever, and he has all these traps and like stuff set up, like it's all game orientated. And then he at the same time he had been dating like 3 different women or whatever, and they all caught him, and she confronts him about it, and she's like, everything's a game to you, Arthur Stanley. And that line is just ingrained in my mind forever.
Like 2 years ago, Rick said that under his breath, like as a response to something. He was like, yeah, it's just a fucking game. And Rick was like, everything's a game to you, Arthur Stanley. And I physically turned my entire body to look at him and go, what did you say to me? And they had to explain the entire thing.
Dude, it's such a long-winded explanation for no reason. Like, no context. Like, it doesn't mean anything to anyone, but it means everything to me.
And then I remember, like, Fillmore was such a dope show.
It was like a kid's CSI.
It was.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember the episode because, like, he always had that sash, right? He had a teal shirt with the sash.
The orange sash.
And I remember the episode there was one where he got kicked off of the force. Turn in your badge and your walkie-talkie. Like, what's the kid's version of that? So he's.
I'm sure they
around.
get batons, right?
Yeah,
this is a U.S. school. They get batons
and guns.
Well, you bring the guns from home.
Yeah, they're not supplied the guns.
Yeah.
You think they are insane?
Yeah. No, he was like walking around with just his teal shirt. I remember that being like so weird, being like, oh, that's not what he normally wears. And then there's one where he goes home and like has dinner with his family, and they also just had his shirt on. And I just remember that like shocking.
They also had sashes.
Yeah, his parents. How'd you meet my mom? On the force.
They're all monitors at different schools.
Man, I miss like old cartoons. I like if I could wake up and be somewhere else, like not in 2020, not 24
without your previous
years old.
knowledge.
Yeah, I'd wake up like grade 6 on a Saturday morning, ready to watch cartoons. That would go right now. That'd be it.
That's all I need right now. Emotionally, I've been there for years.
Yeah,
Watching cartoons.
I peaked in grade 6.
I'm currently peaking. Still.
Yeah, I'm still peaking. Well, this feels like a good place to end it all.
See you in the next podcast, or not.
Yeah, find out next week if Sarah woke up from being with the fishes or whatever the fuck you said to me.
Her water sleep.
Or water sleep.
Back from her deep sea diving adventure.
Back from the mermaid's purse.
Yeah.
But it's a shark's egg sack. Relax.
I'd appreciate you call it what it is. A mermaid's purse.
Yeah, a mermaid's purse. Yeah. I like that.
Respect
the mermaids.
Mermaids.
How many mermaids could you fight?
Are they reverse mermaids or the normal mermaids?
They're normal mermaids.
Am I in water, or are they coming out to attack me? Like
you're in a swamp.
I'm in a swamp. Oh, so like they can't really swim very well, but neither can I. So like
you're on like even playing field of difficulty. Roll 4.
I don't know where to take this. I just got lost.
All right. No, I think that's a good place to end it. Shout out Tristan for being on the podcast. Anything you want to plug?
No.
No, nothing. No socials. No, nothing.
No, nobody deserves my respect.
Oh, you don't respect your followers. You just use them for gain. That's what I do.
That's what I was doing wrong.
I exploit my followers. I have a lottery betting system on CS:GO that I sell to kids. Is your name
T. Martin?
It's about to be.
Isn't that what OnlyFans is? Just exploiting your followers?
I think it's exploiting yourself while exploiting your followers. Like it's
everyone's
ways,
It's
right?
not wrong if everyone's getting exploited.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Why do you keep bringing up OnlyFans?
It's just our circle back point.
Yeah.
Like this is. Just,
I'm gonna show this to your mom.
Yeah, like it's like the pass go on like Monopoly. It's like we just
so
keep
every
going
time
back.
that you do it, you get $200.
This is When are we gonna mention that this is sponsored by OnlyFans?
I think I said that earlier in the podcast.
Yeah, you absolutely did.
Good. I'm glad we got it out of the way. We're not gonna get sued because we didn't say it was a sponsor.
If we ever get a sponsor, you're doing the ad read.
Okay.
But you have to do it on the cusp. I'm telling you, like before we start the podcast. By the way, we're sponsored by blank blank. Get ready, and then I'm just gonna hand you what their products are, and you have to read that.
Just reading the label,
Reading
like this vanilla Starbucks drink.
Have you guys ever played Raid Shadow Legends?
No.
Wow.
Let's play Raid Shadow.
I've never heard of it from every YouTube video ever. Okay, actually, before we go, I want to say one thing. I've been watching a ton of Smosh recently, and they have this one old thing. They don't do it anymore, and I really wish they would. It's Damien Haas and Shane Top do it. It's called personal news. So they each write a script for the other person to read, where it's just like they tell a story basically, and they write like whatever they want, and then the other person has to read it on camera, cold for the first time, and it's amazing. So the one was like, Damien was reading it, I think. No, it was Shane was reading it. Damien had wrote it, and it was like, I've been watching a ton of that Netflix show, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, and I have an idea for a Netflix show. It's called Proctologist on a Boat Drinking Milk. And it would feature such proctologists like Kevin, the proctologist, and Cedric, the entertainer, the proctologist. And like they just do like the dumbest stories and the dumbest bits. And I want to do that with you. Like we just like write a script for the person, and they have to just read it as straight face as possible.
I don't think I could do it. I laugh too much.
So good. And like that's like I think I'd like be pretty good at writing a script like that.
Oh my god. I'm not good at public speaking. Do you think I'm a good public reader? No.
I can't read.
Yeah, I'll sound it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great podcasting entertainment.
Yeah.
Me just stumbling on words for 30 minutes.
Yeah. No, I like that idea. I'm gonna try and trick you into doing it with me.
Yeah, just trick me. I wake up and there's just a camera in my face.
I always make that joke to my mom, and she's starting to not like it anymore. Me being like, yeah, when I trick a woman into falling in love with me. And she's like, oh, stop it. You're a catch. And at this point, she's like, well, would you hurry up? I want grandkids.
Well, if they were responding to my Craigslist ads, then maybe.
Yeah, right?
Misconnections.
Oh, that's where I should go. Not lawnmowers. Just the wrong section.
I'm just a guy. Just be like, I'm not selling a lawnmower. I'm just looking for someone who's buying so I can marry them.
In search of a woman selling
Somebody
lawnmower.
somebody to pull my ripcord.
Oh.
Let it rip. Beyblade.
Beyblade, yeah.
Turn my choke on and pull my crank.
Crank that. Soldier
Soldier
boy. And that... What if that's how we ended every podcast? It was like, all right, and just remember to crank that.
Yeah.
Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy.
And then it just fades
This
out.
podcast sponsored by Soldier Boy and his game
And
machine.
I don't know why, because frankly, I think he needs the money.
Oh, for sure. He's out of money for sure, right?
There hasn't been another crank that, so like...
Crank that
Well, and
too.
his game console.
Yeah, why didn't we do that? We could have went in on that together.
You want to go halvesies on a Soldier Boy game console?
What was it called again? It had a cool name. Or didn't it?
Look it up.
Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just
maybe
wrong,
it did.
probably. I'm definitely wrong.
But it was just a bunch of reused hardware from like cheap Chinese consoles, and he just put a few games onto it.
Didn't they like rip off Mario and stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
They were just Soldier Boy game console, or no, it was Soldier game console and Soldier game handheld.
Wow, really breaking in that market.
Yeah, right. Wonder what kind of PR team he came up with that one for. Holy crap! All right, now it's time to end. Does anyone else have anything else they want to say before we?
Dude, I was done talking 20 minutes ago.
You've been doing good. What if I haven't been recording this entire time? We have to do this all again.
Oh, we'll try again tomorrow.
Try again tomorrow. All right, folks. Thanks for listening again. Yeah, Sarah might be back next week. Sarah might not be back next week. We'll find out. Yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Thank God.